and they must represent the people properly. My respect, Mr. Malcolm.
Likewise, thank you for the call. Take care. Good afternoon to Dr. Trevor Dixon, emergency medicine physician at Jacobi Medical Center in the Bronx in New York. He says, good afternoon, Dervan Malcolm. Very warm here today in New York City and the tri-state. Hope to update you shortly on where we are with our volunteer EMS system. It is a proposed pilot program in a joint venture with Negril Chamber of Commerce, Jamaica Fire Brigade, Negril, and Jaja Foundation. We have received a one-time waiver by the Ministry of Finance. Hope we can set up a time in the near future so listeners can be brought up to date as to the next steps. Well, you know where to find us, Dr. Dixon and Jaja Foundation in general. We'll be more than happy to play our part in advancing that issue. Definitely looking forward to that. And let's go back to the phone lines, 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Oh, goodness.
Yes,
What's
sir.
the weather what's the weather like in Mandeville, Manchester now?
Let me tell you something, man. Yeah, people you say it's raining, and but the heat in the community is I know to describe it. It's not cut and down with warm killer. Hot, man.
Yes, yes,
Hot,
it's
hot, hot. And I don't know if you can invert, if you do a rain dance, you can get some showers, like what the old Indians used to do. When you know falling dance.
mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's not a big joke here, but it really needs some rain, you know?
Yes.
All right, Dervan, I do not know if you were old enough to see this movie here. Woodstock.
Woodstock. Yeah, that's that big celebration, entertainment, excitement.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know, you know, but it was far away from some real civilization. The people in that still in America, I remember you can't bring it. They decided to have some enjoy themselves and don't make any noise because they were far away from real civilization. So they went there and they have all the music, man, and they play the music and play something like all night. And the people were allowed to dash with them thing and throw down the garbage and save by them garbage and mash the place. And when the thing was like the early morning, everybody go home. Now, talking about Kingston now, the carnival. And the same thing happening. The movie was the same thing, Woodstock.
Yeah, it was actually held before I was born. It was held in 1969, August 15 to 18, 1969, on Max
Ah,
on Max Yasgur's dairy farm in Bethel, New York, which
ah,
was 40 miles or 65 kilometers southwest of the town of Woodstock.
good.
It was built as an aquarium exposition.
Uh-huh,
3 days of peace and
uh-huh,
music.
uh-huh. No,
And
no.
go ahead.
Mhm. So that's you know, the thing was so it was so profound and occasion that the people music and dance and get and back and roll. And then you not with this carnival now. So if you want to the people want go and what place you want to take out and can get about 30 acres, you know. A land where nobody not got to nobody. So it's nobody invited to because you want to continue with the places. And because that and put up himself and do a kind of stuff because it seems that people want because this carnival thing, you know, put on all the business and do these things. Probably they need that under the Woodstock. So when they listen, we're talking for people who do not know what it was and what I'm talking about. So but I guess they can get some good information because you already told them now and to know what time it was, what year it was, and so forth. Anyway, good safety. I there were program on RGR that something it on like Sunday night, Monday morning, start about 2 o'clock, and they were discussing road safety and what causing all these accidents. But they won't let me tell you. But I couldn't talk. I did not talk on the phone because it went on almost 7 o'clock at night. But but I don't say what I saw about what happened to me about in the draft match. I was coming from the airport. I was driving. That was driving. And when I reached by Lakovia, about like the airport, Manchego airport, about 11 o'clock. And when we reached at Lakovia, Dervan, I said, that is something wrong. So what's up? Like I must get a half a seat. And in the Lakovia, theater, it told me like Lakovia. I said, cool. You see, and look at things when I go was white. The code in the road. A friend was sleeping in the road, and a man was there. And a man said, I said, the judge, what you said? I said, where these codes are on the road? The man said to us that the code is more 40 feet and 2 something. Drop out some tree that the code to the body. And the man said, if he's a come on in the network, see the code in the road. You hear that I'm saying, Dervan?
Yes.
I mean,
It sounds a little careless, though.
no, but that's something the man accident all the time. I forgot the name of the tree that the person or something like that. That part. Like what the time and the jump up for the tree and but the code with you see this enjoy themselves and man say I took this is what I said. So I'm just warning people. So if you are in that situation, no matter if you're going to the conversion over the night, take time drive because you're going to work now and call it. And what I'm telling you, anyway, that is that in right now. What the man we were talking about what caused somebody's accident on the road. Well, in 1968, I know this was Oxford. I was a graveyard shift in the Oxford company over 2 years. And I came up with graveyard shift in the, you know what I'm graveyard shift right from 7 o'clock at night go to.
Yeah.
And what we tell you, and left me there now and go straight to the airport. That's it. I'm coming back to go back to graveyard shift again. And I left up my district up in Manchester about the 10:30 after to go to work. And then I reach about that. I'm just Abuka.
Abuka, Aboukir.
I told myself, I could go and go. You know, I sleep. And somewhere go, yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe wake up and I fell asleep at the side of the road. They have a wagon wheel, 2 big wagon wheels in a year. And me tell me, when I went to work, this is where I get to say, young man, yeah, watch yourself, because you could work late and you cut the time. You understand me? And trying to do it again. And why I say that? Because plenty of these accidents are happening that man just asleep and everything, but plenty of people don't want that. People fatigue. You understand fatigue and if you ever think you have man or you have big man and you master when man young man or man who drink alcohol, nothing wrong with that. The gas is balance. But if the sleep and the fatigue mix up did the driving, and two of them come together then. You're a dead man. And let these things happen. And when people, these accidents happen, people don't confess or talk until it's where you get dropped with people. And because I'm talking from people who know, I almost myself. And you have to be careful on the road. Apart from the careless drivers, I am saying that we need some people with some better legal test for these accidents. Both alcohol abuse and alcohol and fatigue, sleep on the road. And last but not least, I used to go to Portland. The important thing is the other side of the mountain. That's where my other place came from, my work family. And several times I leave over that area, like when I reach Kingston, I'm coming back down to Mali, Time to like 6 or 7 minutes coming back. I'm putting the port, and then get a cup of coffee at the port. And what these things are not good. And I tell you, there's another thing that cause money was accident, apart from what's happening there with driver fatigue. My wife sleep and and create accident. And when it just happen out, they say, when I see the back of car and whatever, they put you up and work on them. Sometimes not about it. Sometimes I just feel it, drive it. Thank you for my little.
Oh, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us as well here on both sides of the story. All the best. Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website. Go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Keep those comments coming in and those text messages and WhatsApp messages, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. There's more after the break.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. The following is an announcement from the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission. The Commission will be closed to the public on Monday, April 8 and Tuesday, April 9, 2024. The Commission regrets any inconvenience that this may cause. Applicants may pay fees via Bill Express or bank transfer. Applications and proof of payment may be submitted via email to licensing@bglc.gov.jm. For more information, persons may contact the Commission at 876-551-0376 or 876-276-9349. To those who are not, you gotta give if you got. To those who are not asking you to solve, you gotta give. You gotta give if you got. Oh, you gotta give if you got. To those who are not.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. This person who goes by the moniker Waymaker, Waymakah, says, where did it start? Let's come up to the top here. If the base is established at Nakalva, then it should help with larceny. I think it can work, and that's reference to JDF setting up shop in that area, so to speak. Here's another call coming through. This is on the text line, same as the WhatsApp number. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir, Malcolm. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Well, just returned back, and one thing that leaving Jamaica struck me with, and a young man said to me, said, "Listen, boss, each time you go to the shop, the price you see today, tomorrow is different." And I noticed it's true. Even when I was leaving the airport, I stopped to buy some patty at the patty place there. And me and the guy there, I started a conversation. The man told me, say, "Young man, let me tell you something. If you try to say I save $1 million for retirement, forget about that. People have start thinking about the billions now. Because the way things are going, there's no end in sight." So I said to him, say, "But I hear the Prime Minister sometime, even in last speech, budget speech, some nice speech. And get paid for that. So I can say, what am I say? But we on the ground here, they have no idea what the people are going through. Is this true?"
Everybody's situation is different. There are different cohorts of people, different communities of people who have experiences that are different from many of us. Many of us perhaps have never or will never see a particular side of life, but what that should cause us to do is to do a bit of reflection and I mean, we can only do so much and no more, but we make our contribution. We recognize those who are less fortunate, and we help whenever we're able to, or however we're able to. That.
But the size with the less fortunate is growing bigger and bigger. Like, you want to take a note of that?
Yeah, but we shouldn't run away from that. That's a kind of situation in which you run towards those who are in need, as opposed to running away from them because your little money where you just get now, and you don't want anybody finish it and that kind of thing. But it really is an opportunity whenever that happens, that kind of scenario. It really is an opportunity to help those who are less fortunate.
One thing I try to do, because sometimes I see people here say 30 years they don't go back to Jamaica, 20 years, depends on with that. But one thing I try not to do to stay away too long, so I don't, say I'm not in touch with the relative, what's going on back home.
Yes.
So sometimes when I go there and people say things to me, I find that they're talking the truth. Because I run into a guy that I know. Him say, "You show me a bag." So this is $6,000. One like a bag like a scanner bank in my hand. Just go buy him Sunday dinner. And tomorrow I'm gonna find something else again. Well, I don't know, but me the man who plan to go back home and live, but sometimes something around my mind make me I wonder what is the next move.
Well, it's everywhere, It's quite contagious in a manner of speaking. There's a thing called inflation, and that some people call it the killer. You can't escape it. You can't escape inflation. It is.
Yeah, but you can imagine America. We live in a country that since you're 1 ton and you want to live in a country and retire and dead in a country, and you have $5,000 and you can't save it for the day.
No, it depends on what you're doing with your money and the state or the position that you're in, as far as your daily life is concerned, your daily bread, in a manner of speaking.
A lady said to me, she asked me for your money to buy something. So I said to her, "What up?" Because it was in the Easter. I said, "What happened to the bun and cheese?" They said, "Listen, boss, we're not worried about that. Right now, I buy a tin mackerel with pound of flour that I laughing about today. But not is not gonna work with poor people no more. So easy.
Well, you see that now. Well, at least you know what you can manage and what you can't manage, as you just recounted a short while ago. So the other thing we all have to do, all of us at some point, we have to operate within our means. Because when we do otherwise, an already bad situation becomes even worse.
Okay. So the man who cook today must make it last him for 2 days.
Well, if that is your situation, you go ahead and do what works for you.
Okay, all right. More serious note now. Well, I understand Mr. Fitzgerald going to take on the bank and some people from the government. When will that be?
I don't know. You sound as if you have further and better particulars than we do.
No, my interest is there, you know, because I will put on my little 2 cents further down the road, you know. And I'm a fight for protect us, and I really appreciate that. But I hear sometimes on the news that they're going to meet in Parliament to make their point and they make their point, and I don't hear nothing more.
Yeah, well, you keep your eyes and your ears open, and when you hear anything connected to the subject matter that you are looking to learn from, then you go ahead
and give you a call.
No. No, but you have to know we have to know our situation and what works for us and what doesn't. And there's so many variables that we have to take into account. But there are also some fundamental ones that we should never lose sight of.
Well, I hope when they make him point, you know, they look into it and things work in the best interest of the people who stay with them.
Well said. We hope so too. Thank you.
All right, boss.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. We still have more messages. Joan in Bermuda sends us a photo. She says, "Hello, Sir D. As we sailed through the Panama Canal, this happened." And there's a picture of the eclipse. And let's see what it says here. Yeah, lunar eclipse. Oh, this was from November. This was November 8th, 2003. The 8th of November, 2003. There was a lunar eclipse. Thank you for sharing that with us, Joan in Bermuda. Anthony out of Montego Bay says, "Good day, Sir D. What do you consider as brilliant? A truth or a lie?" Anthony Mobe. No, Anthony, whatever my standards have to do with how I decide how to live my life. I have to be the one who makes that decision as to what I regard as truth or otherwise. But if somebody is brilliant, by all means, acknowledge the brilliance. If something is brilliant, then by all means, observe that which is brilliant. But you don't necessarily have to engage in some kind of quarrel or I mean, you can debate, discuss, and come to a conclusion and get to a point where you either fully agree or you agree to disagree, at least. How about that? Not sure where you're going with that, though, Anthony, but thank you very much for sharing and all the very best. This one says, Mr. Dervan, we are paying, they must find time. And that's from Churchman. Which, and you're perfectly correct. The public officials are in fact being paid to carry out their duties in service to we the people. There's no magic to it. There's no mystery to it. We know what it is. And some of us are still pretending after all these years. We know what it is. So let's get on with it and do what we know we are supposed to do. Franklin MacDonald has sent us a link. What is he up to this time? Oh, yes. He pulled from the Britannica the Woodstock American Music Festival 1969. And you can Google that for more information. Thank you very much, Franklin MacDonald, and all the very best. Driver in America says, where does it start? Where does the message start? This one. There's a story of the times why the Watershed 1969 Harlem Cultural Festival was overshadowed for 50 years. During the same summer as the legendary Woodstock Music Festival, the Harlem Concert Series featured major African American artists against a backdrop of massive social change. Just because Woodstock is always referenced and not the equally crowded above-mentioned 1969 Summer of Soul is not in American cultural history. Okay, Driver in America, thank you. David Crosburn says, hello, Dervan. His Excellency, upon notes in the Daily Gleaner of 1926 and 1927 mentioned that the Beckford, Kingston, Spanish Town, Beckford, Crawle, Clarendon, and Westmoreland were early sugar mill owners. David. Thank you very much, David Crosburn. Kevin Galloway, good afternoon to you too. Thank you for your message. There's a sitting of the House of Representatives happening now, it seems. Ren Mendez says, Sir D, good afternoon. So the finance minister has given a one-time waiver to the Jaja Foundation. I wonder if these guys have ever tabulated the amount of financial assistance that comes to Jamaica from the diaspora at large. Think of the millions of dollars that come to Jamaica. That is money that they do not have to take from their respective budgets. I sent 7 refurbished computers to a junior school, and despite going through the National Education Trust, the school still had to come up with approximately $60,000 in other fees. Where is the incentive to continue trying to be the wind under the wings of Jamaica? This is very discouraging and has certainly got me asking myself if I should continue with sending things to help in Jamaica. I trust Mr. Clark will be, I think you meant Dr. Clark, will be in attendance at the upcoming diaspora conference to address these concerns, says RM. Oh, goodness. Let's take the break and come back.
And heed my foolish words. You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:47 on Power 106.
the Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley and McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Humility to brave the stormy weather. Oh, my brother, and heed my foolish words. You see, the more you give to life, is the more you're gonna get.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Someone here sent us a message. Mr. Mack, otherwise known as Bunty, says, I would like to know why Jonathan Grant School won't stop locking out the school children. Please call the minister and tell the dean it is a bad habit. You people cause people's children to go astray. Have a great day, Mr. M. God is watching us all. Now, this matter, we need to remind ourselves that when the children are at school, they are in the care of the institution itself. And therefore, they have to be properly taken care of. Now, we're also in the business of socialization of our children. And what we want to do is to keep them on track for as much as we can or as long as we can, so that they become rather seasoned and seized of the nature of the whatever the situation is that arises. And so we have to apply a greater level of thought as we seek to make decisions intended as in the best interest of the children, although it's reflected or even deflected from the intended target. So it is for the educational institutions and those who lead them to demonstrate a greater level of consideration before. But we thank you very much for the message nonetheless, Mr. Mack, otherwise known as Bunty, and all the very best to you. In the closing moments of today's edition of Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, we are still taking your feedback, your calls, 876 922 411225, 876 922 411225. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346, 876 365 3346. And as we get ready to wrap, we could perhaps share with you a couple more gems of a historic or current affairs nature. And let's go to 2014. Or is this one? Is it 2000? Let me see here. No, this one, on this day in 2009, the Gleaner quoted trade unionists as lamenting the leadership deficit in Jamaica. The trade unionists were distancing themselves from the bureaucracy plaguing the private sector and the lackluster performance of government agencies and departments on a chronic leadership deficit. That's reported 2014, 2000. I need to double check. Why am I seeing both 2014 and 2009? On this day in 2009, yeah, we'll check that. And the Gleaner reported on this day in 2016 that the April 8th Court of Appeal decision to uphold an injunction which was sought by Algix Jamaica against the operators of the Appleton Estate Sugar Factory in St. Elizabeth effectively blocked operations at the factory for the 2016 crop year. And let's see. 2013, the Finance Minister, Dr. Peter Phillips, declared that the plans for the development of a world-class luxury resort in Trelawney, the Harmony Cove project, would go ahead as planned. Dr. Phillips was responding to questions from the opposition tourism spokesman, Edmund Bartlett. And another one, on this day in 2010, the Gleaner reported that teachers, nurses, the police, soldiers, and other civil servants will have to wait for at least 3 years to get all of the $13 billion owed to them by the financially strapped Jamaica Labour Party administration. Already the patience of nurses has run out, with some staying off the job, while teachers and police have become more agitated, setting deadlines for the government to state when sums owing to them would be paid or face possible action. With the government facing a potentially explosive situation, Finance and the Public Service Minister Audley Shaw sought to assuage the restive public sector groups by appealing for understanding, peace, and harmony. And another one for you. Oh, no, I think we're going to, let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to leave that there for now. So that's just a snippet of some of the things that have happened over the years, on this day in particular, over the years. So we're going to, let's see, 2006, Hyacinth Bennett, former president of the National Democratic Movement, NDM, on this day in 2006, challenged Jamaica Labour Party members to unseat the governing People's National Party, PNP. Mrs. Bennett was the guest speaker at the party's Area Council 1 monthly meeting at the undergrad school on Dunrobin Avenue in St. Andrew. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Tuesday, the 9th of April, 2024. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on. Nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line, nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, both sides of the story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
And so not the lost. If every man should be the boss, there'd be no one to glue the horse, mechanics none to fix the car, no humble man to spread the tar. If every man should be on top, now tell me what the hell could stop every from a fatal drop. Extinct would be the modern crop. It's time we learn to be satisfied. Curtail resources running wide. Too much have you get rid of some. There are too many who have none. Oh, my brother, help them to face the stormy weather. And heed these foolish words I tell you. You see, the more you give to life, is the more you're gonna get from life. So go on and give, don't count the cost. And the less you give to life, is the less you're gonna get from life. So save all you go, and your soul not be lost. You see, the more you give to life, is the more you're gonna get to life. Go on and give, don't count the cost. And the less you give to life, is the less you're gonna get to life. So save all your gold, and your soul might be lost. You gotta give, you got to those who are not. You gotta give, you got to those who are not asking. So you gotta give, you gotta give, you gotta
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now.
News, comprehensive, powerful, and credible. Power 106 FM now presents a simulcast of Radio Jamaica's News at 5.
Bye.